Hi and welcome to this total lunar eclipse. This total lunar eclipse is in Taurus with Uranus on the north node, and it is opposing the Sun on the south node and Venus and Mercury. So it is also very, very personal for a lot of people. And it is also during the Congress election in America. So this will be a wild one. But first let's have a look in the cards. And the cards already talk about the theme of this total lunar eclipse. It is a time of change, and it is a time where old shadows will show up and old themes will show up, themes from the past, and this clinging on to the past. I won't let go of the past. This is the truth. Mars is in Gemini in a square to Jupiter and Neptune. This kind of the narratives that even though it is obvious that they are not true, we keep even more expanding in our lives. This will be one of the tendencies that the more it is obvious for certain people that the structures they are clinging onto are not true, the more they will, like insects in a spider web, they will be spinned into their lies until they can't move, and then there will be an eruption. It is a very eruptive time with Uranus, and it is not easy. It is a lot of shadow work that will be done collectively and personally. But we have to remind ourselves that in nature, imbalance or this kind of shake-ups is in the end, and this is the theme of this total lunar eclipse, this imbalance that is there for a new harmony that is needed. Taurus is all about harmony. Taurus in its highest light is the harmony within, is the Buddha within that is so much in the light that it attracts light, that it brings light and attracts light. You don't have to do so much. You have to be. You have to be the light. And this is one of the main messages. Be the light in this difficult times. And being the light, being empty, what was also the theme of the solar eclipse, being empty, being courageous enough to be empty and to be still. And out of this stillness and out of this emptiness, letting the light in. It is a time to let the light balance us. And with Nightmare and with Rada Tusky, there is a lot of mind chatter going on. There is a lot of negativity going on. Rada Tusky in Norse mythology is the one that runs down Yggdrasil to make a little bit of trouble, because he likes trouble, he likes attention. These old structures of self-righteousness, of getting attention, this all has to die, this all has to change. There is a quantum physicist, Hans-Peter Dürr, I will link that video here about quantum physics, what I did, and he said that we cannot survive as humanity if we still cling on to old structures, old beliefs. We have to change our mindset completely, and this time is a time where it changes. People said, oh, we just want to return to normal after Corona. There is no old normal, whatever you think about Corona, but it was a time of exile. It was a time of closure. Pluto, Saturn, it was a time of collective closure. It is only about a change. It is not about the old. Life is constantly evolving. This is a law of life, and we have to accept this law. And the more we cling on to the dark, the more we will be in trouble, and the more we find ourselves in darkness. We have to let go of the old. We have to accept that it is time for the new and surrender to the light and trust that the new will bring new life and new abundance. It is Uranus and Taurus. In the end, it is about a new abundance, but we have to change. And one of the main laws that Uranus and Taurus is about, we all are connected. All life is connected. Taurus is Mother Earth. It is about that all life is interconnected, and that these separated truths, these separated opinions, the separated standpoints, the separated abundance and richness, this time is over. We have to share the resources of life. And I pulled 3 other cards, what the solution will bring, and the solution is about Jupiter, Yule and Charon. It is a time of transition, and Yule is the winter solstice. It is a new beginning in the dark. It is where the light on the northern hemisphere gets stronger and the days get longer, but it takes time. It is still a dark time. So that says, don't give up. It will take time. It is not fast that this change will come. This winter and autumn is also a time, what I already said before, of patience and of readjustment and finding inner balance in a very imbalanced time. In astrology, we have this T-square between Saturn and Vesta, the Moon, Uranus and the North Node, and the Sun, Venus and Mercury Mercury in Scorpio. So it is a time of change. It is a time of eruption collectively, personally. We will see what will be in the Congress election, but I think the Congress election will somehow reflect this. And with Mars in a square to Jupiter Neptune, I feel like some will try to betray, because this is Mars in Gemini in a square to Jupiter Neptune. I have my own truth, and whatever. I just want to believe that. I want to believe what I believe. Full stop. That will be changed. It will be a very eruptive time when those people will be confronted with their lies. Some of them will get really, really aggressive, because remember, in mundane astrology, the moon is also the people. So it might be a very eruptive time for the people. And what I said about the solution is also interesting in the astrology, because the Sun, Mercury and Venus on the South Node and the Moon, Uranus and the North Node are sextiling or trining Jupiter Neptune in Pisces. So the solution comes from another dimension. The solution comes to look upon things in a new way and to surrender to a higher wisdom that we all hold. All life is connected. We are not only connected in the physical world, we are also interconnected with other dimensions. And this is a time to open us up for new dimensions, to get empty, what I also said during the solar eclipse with Parzival, to become the fool again, to be empty and to know nothing, to experience everything new. So it is about a new that wants to come in, that can only come in if we are empty and if we allow the shake-ups and the break-ups, and to trust that it is about a new harmony, because life is all about balance, and we are now in a really imbalance on the planet, and that the shake-ups are needed to come into a new balance. So I will now go through the houses and where you have to find your own new balance. So if you have a Taurus ascendant, it is in your first house. It is literally about personal change. How do you see yourself in the world? Who do you think you are is about to change. And with the card change, it is about concrete change. It is not just change of a mindset, change of a relationship. It is about you. You, the way you see yourself has to change. If you have Aries ascendant, it is about your second house. With Mars, it is about the courage to see what gives you safety in a new way, what gives you material safety. And maybe that giving is more than having, that something needs to change where you cling on to certain ideas or to certain ways you want to see yourself in the world or present yourself in the world. And that maybe giving will give you more reward, that it is about a new form of security and a new way how you maybe even earn money. If you have a Pisces ascendant, it is about the vision quest. It is about allowing new ways to think, new ways to learn things, new ways to experience life, and that it comes out of an inner emptiness. That is not so difficult for you as a Pisces. You are always connected to other dimensions, but it is now in your daily surroundings, with your neighbors, with your siblings, to be empty, that something new can be created and to find maybe new ways to communicate with others. If you have an Aquarius ascendant, it is about something personal that wants to heal, something in your home or something that wants to heal in your emotions, something where you were really, really wounded through these old structures and where there is time for you to heal it. This is very beautiful, actually. If you have a Capricorn ascendant, it is with the sacred feminine, convert amour. It is about stepping in a new way into life, allowing yourself new forms of pleasure, new forms to find pleasure in life, new forms to connect with others in pleasure, to connect with your children, to connect with your lovers, to connect in a new way with others. Be more than trying to present something. If you have a Sagittarius ascendant, then the total lunar eclipse is in your 6th house, and it is about your health. It is about the way you practice your daily life, and it is about more compassion and the power of your heart. And the more that you are willing and able to step into the power of your heart, the more abundant your life will get. There is a time for change. It is a time for change in your daily life, in your daily routine, and in the way you treat yourself and others in your daily life, and that it is about the power of the heart. If you have a Scorpio ascendant, this is in your 7th house, and allowing a new grace in your relationships, letting go of old relationships that only cling on to old structures, old beliefs, old pain, old obsessions, old structures of dependency, the illusion that dependency is intimacy. Dependency has nothing to do with intimacy, and allowing the light in relationships to relate to others through your light and not through your dark aspect. And I think as a Scorpio, you might know what I mean, that it is time to relate to others in a new way through your light, more through your light. If you have a Libra ascendant, it is about a new way to share your resources with others, to be really intimate with others. It is a new form of abundance, and maybe not doing so much, but being more in your intimate relationships, in sharing with others, not always in this effort to be so nice and do everything nice, just finding your inner harmony, that it is as a Libra not so much about the outer harmony, but about the inner harmony. If you have a Virgo ascendant, it is about a challenge that you have in your 9th house with the total lunar eclipse. It is the challenge to be courageous enough to find new beliefs. Sometimes Virgo wants to have the control over this is what is right, this is what is not right, I need to do this, I need to organize this, this has to be done, this has to be done later, this has to be done now, and always trying to fix everything and everyone, and stopping to fix anything, trying to be more, praying more, and allowing the answers to come to you, what you need to do, what you do not need to do, that you don't have to carry so much. Sometimes Virgo carries too much burden. Don't try to carry the world on your shoulders. Try to give it to the higher worlds. I mean, Virgo in the old days was the priestess, giving this to other worlds, to other dimensions, and saying, I give this burden to you and show me the way how to treat the issues that I'm confronted with, how to treat my life. If you have a Leo ascendant, it is about a transition, what you really want to do in this life. Something needs to change. You are somehow in a rut and something new has to be born. What was also in the total solar eclipse, it is about a new way to relate to your emotions, who you feel you are and what you feel is right for you. You have to be courageous to allow something new in your life, that your light can shine even more in this life. I mean, we need the Leo light of joy, and allow a larger horizon for you. To have that, you need to let go of your old ways of seeing things, of your old ways you feel who you are and what your destination is as a human being. If you have a Cancer ascendant, it is about your 11th house. It is about reflecting, where do I want to engage and with whom do I want to engage with. It is about a new form of engaging, but before you can engage, you need to reflect and to give yourself a little bit of time. This autumn and winter is a time for you to relax more, and out of this relaxation, finding and knowing with whom and what you really want to do and whom and what you really want to serve. And finally, if you have a Gemini ascendant, it is about finding new ways to step into the now. I mean, Gemini is already very flexible, but Gemini sometimes has a problem with this stillness and this emptiness. And now it is a time to get back into this emptiness, to get back into this stillness. And for all of us, it is a time of rebalancing ourselves, and that if it is eruptive in our lives, trusting that this eruption is all about balance, about a new harmony, and to open ourselves for the dimensions that we are. We are far more than we think we are, and all life is connected in more than we can see, and to trust those dimensions and to pray for guidance. We all need to pray for guidance during this time. So I wish you a lot of guidance and a lot of blessings from all dimensions. Till next time, namaste.